Hey, you gotta have
train. You see the cars ending up in the river, lying on their sides. The 3 crew members on the train, believe it or not seriously hurt.
Well, now here's an update to a story we first told you about on Monday. We now know that a Phoenix police officer was shot by one of his own colleagues and not by a fleeing suspect. Officer Dan Nocha responded to a call at Sun Terrace Apartments in Phoenix. When officers arrived, they saw 27-year-old Jeffrey Cardell trying to crawl out a window. When they tried to stop him, he allegedly fired shots. Officers fired back, and Nocha was hit in the shoulder. It turns out, though, that the bullet came from a fellow officer's gun. Cardell faces aggravated assault charges. And Phoenix police looking for a man involving a late-night carjacking. He and another man shot a woman near a Circle K at 19th Avenue and Grant last night. Then the two stole her car. Investigators found the car abandoned about 6 blocks away. That's it, with the lid on the trunk open. They took one of the suspects into custody. A second, though, is still on the loose. The woman is hospitalized tonight. Since American troops went to Bosnia, 40 Americans have been injured, 1 killed. That was last weekend. Now we can tell you 3 more American soldiers injured in a road accident during a snowstorm. Their vehicle apparently spun out of control and flipped over. No word on the severity of the injuries. Back in this country, it is guaranteed to change the way we communicate with each other, and tonight, it's law. Using an electronic pen, President Clinton signs a new Telecommunications Reform Act this afternoon at the Library of Congress. It clears the way for television, telephone, radio, cable, and electronics companies to cross over into each other's businesses. And most people think the big winner will be consumers.
Many high-wage jobs. It will provide for more information and more entertainment. The savings to consumers may come to some $550 billion.
Law also outlaws transmission of sexually explicit materials to minors over the computer. Now, the ACLU has filed a suit within hours of the signing, claiming that this bill infringes on the rights to free speech.
So the question is the new telecommunications law unconstitutional? At least 20 groups who have filed suit now say that it is. At the root of their complaint, computers. As correspondent Elisa Becerra reports, some worry that it wouldn't stop just those who are naughty on the net.
With one sweep of a pen, President Clinton signed off on the first law in over 60 years to make massive changes in the telecommunications industry, televisions, telephones, and computers. But some contend one provision of the new law unravels the very fibers of the First Amendment. In response, varied worldwide web pages have gone into mourning. They will remain black for 48 hours in protest. Surfers say the law is not promoting family sensitive, but rather censorship. The ACLU and abortion rights groups have filed suits, claiming the new law muzzles free expression. Their plan is to omit the section of the law that outlaws the transmission of sexually explicit and other indecent materials to minors under 18 over computer networks.
It is vital that it be kept open to free speech, uninhibited speech about health matters, about abortion and birth control.
It's very scary when you look at the law and you realize what kinds of things can be censored. The lawsuit that was filed has a wide-ranging group of plaintiffs.
20 to be exact, with special interests like AIDS and sex education, rape prevention for prisoners, and writers' unions. Benheim insists the information highway is the purest form of freedom of speech to come along since the 1960s.
I remember those church basements that had mimeograph machines, and anybody who could afford a mimeograph machine was a publisher. Now anybody with a computer is a publisher.
If regulation is deemed legal by the courts, defining sexually explicit material may be an even bigger challenge, especially when you can head to a library or